Hello there everyone, this is IronMark3 and welcome to a quick little run on Big Pharma, which will either work out okay or will fail due to a lack of money, probably. That's how this game tends to work. But yes, welcome to Big Pharma. It is a game where we manage our own medical company. I know I've done some content on this previously, but it's been quite some time. And since I've recently got back into this game a little bit, I figured since, you know, I'm having some health issues of my own going on at the moment, let's go and cure people, you know. Feel like things are okay in the world. Or something. I don't know. Regardless, this is something trying to do something for entertaining something, because something, vague purpose, promises, yada yada. Look, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Okay? Let's leave it at that. But yeah, this is all about resource management, production lines, that kind of thing. So, if that's your kind of thing, then welcome. I hope you enjoy this little run. If it's not, then hey, no hard feelings whatsoever. Because all people do not like all games. That is one of the eternal truths. There's no such thing as a game that appeals to everyone. And the sooner the biggest game companies figure that out, the better, honestly. But hey, I think they're finally getting the memo, given how badly it's all going. Right. I mentioned this one might not work out too well, and that's because I'm going to do something a little bit challenging. Okay, which is I am going to go into a crippling debt start. You start off with some extra cash, so it's double the usual starting amount for most scenarios, 100,000 versus 50,000. But you start off with a 250,000 loan, and you have to be paying interest on those loans. So you've got a massive money sink going off right from the start. Luckily, you only get one competitor. However, the map size is slightly above average, only 2x3. So there is a slight space crunch going on as well. And I'm going to go with Rising from the Ashes. Earn total revenue of $2 million within 10 years. So I have to survive. And other than that, it's not got any specific goal. Just rise from the ashes. Earn a lot of dosh. I love a lot of dosh. I want a lot of dosh. A lot of dosh sounds good to have. So, this is the Ionian Chemical Corporation. Chief Executive Officer is the guy in the yellow hard hat with the black work suit with yellow highlights. I actually like the look of this. It's very nice in terms of styling, as far as I'm concerned. Though we don't get to see his suit very often at all. Let us incorporate. And we'll start by immediately pausing. Objective is to reach 2 million. Though for expert and master we earn 5 million or 15 million by the 1st of January 25. So we could go above and beyond if we play this right. The problem is, of course, we've got a loan already taken out with payments of 182. That's actually not too bad. $182. The other two loans are actually really bad. $242 a month. Sorry, per day. That is so bad. They do give nice chunks of change, but the interest rates are through the roof because of this Rising from the Ashes, the fact we've already got this massive loan. So the other loans in this mode, I've noticed, are predisposed to be extra nasty. And we've got plenty of space over here. Relatively small starting spots, but there's some good socket arrangements in a lot of this. This one's a more complex one, but it's got this odd little thing which has got 5 sockets in it, which is great. Anyway, we need to see how generous the game has been to us to start out with. So let's check our lists. Ingredients we have got. Okay. Not very generous, it seems. Any initial product work we can do is going to have side effects, most likely. And they upgrade using advanced machines as well, which is even better. Right, we're going to have to check on that. So, cures. Because we need money ASAP, we need to get higher tier cures rolling as soon as possible, basically. We might be able to stave off bankruptcy if we go for the tier 1 cures, but they tend to not offer that much. The tier 2s are just flat out more valuable. Let's see, active range 1 to 6. Ionizer, it comes in at... I wish it would actually list starting level. Let's see. Warts, we start at 9, and cold we start at 2. Cold we start at, so we're at 2 here. If we get up to 4 and agglomerate it, it will go... Okay, that is in the right direction to get access to antibiotics. So that'll be okay. We're going to be needing higher tier machinery though. That much is obvious. This starts at 7. We need to boost it up to 13, which is ouchy. And then we need to drop it like a stone to get it back down to 1 to 6. So female contraceptive is going to be a more expensive option to try and get at. Plus it's also straight in the active range, but if we go... Yeah, here we go. This is going to be a solid drug to try and get, I think. This is probably going to be the one that pulls us and gets us started, going for antibiotics. It's not quite as valuable as the female contraceptive, admittedly, and it's got a lower demand, like only net demand of 90% versus 96% for the female contraceptive. But there's only a small price difference in terms of how much we sell it for. But the price difference in getting to it is going to be absolutely huge. There's also a fairly large active range as well. Right, we need more toys. Let's begin. To get more toys, we need the agglomerator flat out to get our new drug. So $3,000, 30 a day to get that. Another problem is, of course, that we don't know where we want it to be. So we need more information, which means basic auxiliary followed by an analyzer, so we can work that out. Ionizer, we don't... Well, we need that to get some stuff unlocked. It's deciding how much we're willing to spend trying to get stuff. Let's look at the ingredients, though. Right now I could hire some explorers, which cost $50 a day. I could get liver and skin medication. Liver and skin. Liver and skin. Prevents gout, that's 113. That's actually a relatively low, well, relatively high value for a tier 1. And the skin one is rash soother, which is in the middle. Those both seem to be workable. Let's do the cheap option. Let's hire 1 explorer. And I'll start getting Moonfern, which I never really knew what that was called, but Moonfern. I'm not going to hire an extra explorer to get Spiny Fig at the same time, because that will cost me an extra $5,000 out of my starting funds. So might as well not do that. Instead, I'll just unlock it in double the time for a $5,000 saving. So that's the kind of thing. If I'm going to make good quality stuff, though, I think that's my main failing in this game. I like to make good quality products because, well, I like to make drugs as effective as possible. Honestly, I'm thinking maybe get the ionizer, but yeah. In the interest of getting the best quality rather than like best value, if I made it all out of pills, that'd be really good. But I want to get access to the creamer, so I'll get alternate delivery researching as well. And I'll leave that for my tech side of things. Right. We spent 20% of my starting budget. We've worked out what I'm trying to do. But this is going to sink our payments rather drastically. So, is there something we can do to try and fix that? I can make some really bad products to get started, I suppose. I think that's probably that's one of the things it recommends you try and do to start out, just like make really bad products. I can make Cold Soother, which is actually fairly valuable, but I'm not going to be able to get rid of narrow pupils at all. So It's going to be a really basic thing, but potentially it's going to help keep us out of the pit a little while longer. To get that, I need to increase its density. So evaporator, single evaporator, and then we're just going to slap it straight into a pill, like that. And then we're just going to sell it as is. So there we go. I am. Look, the equipment here has spent like an extra $10,000 almost, but I am going to do empirical testing. Maybe it's a financially irresponsible thing for me to do. No, I don't need the dissolver. I need more evaporators. 1, 2. 1, 2. Yep. 4. Okay. Now, why am I getting all these extra machines? First off, because I'm an idiot. I'm irresponsible with money, of course. But without the analyzer, this is kind of one of the ways you can try to work out what's better. Like, is there a better way to do this, or am I just going to make the basic pill and then go, haha, sucks to be you, to anyone who has trouble with it? Which is a valid approach, by the by. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to actually make 4 different pills to start out. And then use that to very quickly try and gauge how dense it is. Like how good the product is going to be. Actually, I want it like that. It'll fit in slightly better that way. So that's why I've got this going here. I'm going to actually make 4 different concentrations of the pills. So this one's going to make density, concentrations rather. Concentration 3, concentration 4. This one will make concentrations 5 and 6, just to test those out. 1, 2, 3. Let's see, I want that one, which is going to be there. Okay. Okay. Still spending a fair chunk of change on that, though. All in the name of customer satisfaction. It has to be a short test, though, flat out. Because, quite simply, I'm spending a lot of money on these extra machines. When I work out the tools and things, I'm going to have burned through my initial funds. Let's put it that way. Let's grab that for 8,000. That's got a lot of sockets in it. I'm going to burn through all my initial funding. So let's see. To do this one, I need 1. Alright, that's the one I'm working on. This one is a lot cheaper. I think I'll try a 2 and a 3 line, but that's all I'll do with it. So 2. Let's slot you back slightly there. 3, and then you're going to pick one up there. Right. And then again we'll just slap it into pill form. So the pills will help sort it all out. Now the advantage, of course, of this one is we're getting out of the constipation effect range. And if we're really lucky, we can work out where everything is. There is, of course, another way to do this, and we'll see that as it starts to process things. We're also buying these ingredients, by the way, which is why production cost is such a factor. And that's the fact that the ingredients change colour as you process them. So that's another way you can try to gauge it. The problem is, you have to guess what a different colour means. Like, for example, I'm already thinking that concentration 3 on the cold is actually going to be inferior to concentration 4 because the colour has got a higher richness to it on concentration 4. Let's see this one. The first one is very bright green, but that's because it's not yet active. Then it becomes a very deep green for the warts remover. However, this one then becomes a kind of dullish green, so there's no clear clue there as of yet.
Product name required.
In this case, however, this teal has become a very pale blue, which either means it's gone too far or it's getting better, because I don't know what it is. Anyway, we need a new name. The Ionian Sniffles Punisher. Yes, please. We've got to get bothered by that one as well.
Product name required.
The Ionian Cold Punisher. Yes, please. Right. So we're going to have 6 products basically running at the moment. For empirical testing, we're testing
Product
on people,
name
just so you know.
required.
Ionian Wart Soother. Yes. And you are going to be...
Product name required.
Ionian Fungal Wart Buster.
Product name required.
Ionian Sniffle Buster. Yes.
Product name required.
And the Ionian Cold Reliever. Okay. So those are our flagship products, for better or worse. Admittedly, I could split this up and make a more complex line, which will produce a lot more different types. But right now we've got 30-odd thousand. We're running at minus 200 odds, and we'll see how well these do. So I'll just accelerate the timeline a little bit. And we're watching for price differences. Oh, there's something in there that's cheaper already. So yep, one of those first two isn't doing well. 112. I'm going to let it run until we hit 22k, and then I'll repurpose the lines. There we go. Okay. 22k. Let's check. Next tab, Companies tab. Here I can check my cures and my rival's cures. My rival is being very lazy. They've not actually got anything yet. But these are my products, and we've already got a C+ warts, though that might just be because it lacks the constipation side effects. But we can get a more accurate image of what's going on if we look at the cure rating, because it lists how many have been cured out of a given amount sold. And the sample sizes are pretty relative right now in terms of like about 25 of each has been sold. Okay, so Sniffle Buster 18, 21 out of 23. Cold Reliever is looking like a very strong one. Let's check the other two. 15 and 18. Okay. Looks like we might be hitting like narrow pupils, closer to the narrow pupils maximum strength with the Cold Reliever. But it's more effective at removing cold. It's just 3 times more likely to give you narrow pupils, which is not the best. But it's flat out better for dealing with what it's meant to deal with. There are some side effects. This medication may have some side effects. You have been warned. So this is the concentration 5. That seems to be the strongest as far as cold is concerned. Okay, concentration 5 for colds. Let's retool and get that flowing out. That's concentration 6. Pull one out. So we need to feed it through 3 evaporators. That's good. We can avoid buying any new machines. Just pull a spare one off this line and then feed it straight into that line. Which means we can also, now that we know the shape of it, condense it as well. Though I just deleted a lot of product off the lines, which is not the best. And that'll have to do there. Right, that one's going to go like that. I'm not willing to give it the final moniker though, which is A grade. That's what I tend to do with, well, that's what I've started doing with my high-end products. It's like, ooh, this is my best thing. I'm going to call it the A grade product. Everyone needs a brand, right, you know? And right now, all of these experimental medicines I'm using for human testing are not worth having my brand associated with them overly much. Okay, so that's going to be about as good as I can get it for the time being. Right, the other products we've got are the water removers. Huh. The one that causes bowel movement problems is actually more effective at removing warts. That is slightly concerning. That is slightly concerning. However, it is also lower profit compared to the others. Now, I should note, I've actually just discontinued my most profitable as far as the cold ones is concerned. My two most profitable, in fact, in favour of this one down here, which is like $20 odd less profitable per, just because of the fact I'm processing it more to get that thing. That's the big problem, really. I'll let these guys run a little bit longer, just see what they can come up with. Yeah, stamp those pills out.
A competitor has released a new product.
And a new gout.
New ingredient discovered.
I don't have access to some stuff, but okay. Gout I don't have access to, which means that they've got different ingredients jumbled up, I think. We do, however, have research completed, and we have a new product, new provincial product located. So, so they started with this one. Okay. So I've got prevents gout. We can actually get a nice cheap product rolling out of that one straight away. I'll start research on the next one, but prevents gout. Yeah, if we put that one in and just throw it in a single evaporator at it, we can get a really cheap product which won't have any side effects. Good starting point. More interestingly though, we have got a whole bunch of research done. So we've got 5 free researchers right now. We want to get Analyzer rolling, because I love to have analyzers. I'll also grab the creamer, so we can start producing, again, more effective cures. Though they won't be as valuable as the pills. I'll also grab the ionizer and National Headquarters, which will allow some potential upgrades later down the line. But the ionizer is just to get some more tier 2 stuff. The analyzer is to work out what the hell I'm trying to do, because I'm an idiot. And stuff like that. So, okay. Right. With the agglomerator, we can actually start doing a desperation move and throw out some higher tier products, which will really help turn our financial situation around. I still think we're going to need to take a loan, though. It's either that or repurpose some existing equipment. But the agglomerator is more expensive than the evaporator. 600, 1,800 versus 2,200. So yeah, the agglomerator is more expensive in terms of the effect it has. It also adds extra cost to its process as well, but the advantage is just it's much smaller. So you need several times over the size to put down evaporators for what a single agglomerator can do. Right, ingredient list. I want to get gout. I could actually get to that relatively easily if it didn't require a catalyst. That's a problem. So agglomerates at 4. We start at 2, but we are trying to crank it all the way up to the high end here. So we want to throw it into a double agglomerator straight away. This is not ideal, but all these sockets are in this area, so I need to be a bit careful with it. And that'll double agglomerate it and get straight up to the next stage. So our next cure will begin to appear. And then, because we know we need it higher, I'm just going to agglomerate it again. And we'll see how that turns out. But this is going to burn up all of our existing money. Because, yeah, 35 per process. Ouch. And remember, we still need to make makers and stuff as well. So let's see, makers. We've got... Ooh. We are on the very edge of active antibiotics. We have some potential here. I'm thinking of cannibalizing the other line, actually, just to avoid getting extra debt. Let's see, how are they doing? 39 out of 48, 31 out of 47. Okay. The warts seems to be at its strongest at the absolute minimum. So I'm actually going to cancel that line. I was going to run the product through, but we're going to run out of money because we need the conveyors to actually sort this. So I'm actually going to sacrifice the product on the line here, just because I won't be able to buy the conveyors if I let the money drop any further. So, right, you are on the very cusp of it. I am going to go empirical again because we aren't analysing yet. But I'm going to grab these two evaporators here. That evaporator is going to be sitting out in the cold, at least for the moment. Sell off all these conveyors. I'm going to leave that there because that'll sell those. But we will get the evaporators in to do basic empirical testing on at least 2 types of antibiotic. Yay for human testing. But our money is now in the negative. Okay. That's a very light purple. And that's a deeper purple. So either that's a lot better or it's a lot worse. I have no idea what. Current product, though, because of the agglomerators, is low. Agglomerators are a lot more expensive.
Product name required. Research complete.
Biotica relief, sure. And we've just got the analyzer. Okay, and we are in the hole for 400 smackaroonies. Oh, that's not working. Okay, sell that. And sell the evaporator too. We are in the hole quite badly. Let's clean out our product list. We have got the first antibiotics coming out. Profit margin is not very good because of the agglomeration. We have just brute forced it through. It would have been... It'd be an easy $30 odd better profit if we'd forced it through evaporators instead, as well as being cheaper to actually get it operational too. So, you know, that might be a problem. Let's see, we're not selling that one, not selling that one or that one. I've taken off the warts, so they're going. This drug, though, is a really strong one, except for the pupils problem. Yeah, as you can see, that's going to 247 pop, which is not too bad. More importantly, though, the researchers are getting done, and so they are switching into idle mode. Notice, by the way, I'm not firing them. I will be firing, most likely, this guy as soon as he gets done with his current investigation. Unless something's especially expensive. That's a bit pricey. I might hang on to it for at least a little bit. But, yeah. Right now, to avoid taking a loan, I am doing cost-cutting measures. As I try to tech up a little bit. Make things a little bit cheaper. Because these agglomerators are murdering the value of my tier 2, which is causing problems. And it's 12,000 in the hole. Ouch. Maybe it would have been better just to go for an evaporator chain. I could still do that. I mean, I'd have to take another loan out, but I could still do that. Still, though, I have to call it there, though, because we are almost at the half-hour mark. So, this has been the first part of my little run on Big Pharma. This has been iMark3. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying this little chill-out session / medicine / human testing thing. And I'll catch you all some other time. See you all later.